You're listening to the all-new Urban Specialist broadcast. It's the Serving on Sunday show, hosted by Antong, Bruse, Wane Lucky, and inspired by the late great Bishop Omar Jawar.
Good morning, KRNB. How y'all doing on this Sunday morning? Hey, this is your host, Antong, Bruse, Wane Lucky. Y'all know this Serving on Sundays. Every Sunday morning, y'all know we here. We right here on 105.7 FM. If you don't know, now you know. So listen, if you got somebody in your house right now that's asleep, I need you to wake them up. I don't care if you got to go dash. No, I don't dash no water on them. But I don't care what you got to do. Make sure that they tune in right now, whether they on their phone, whether they tune in on the radio, their laptop, whatever. Just tune in to the show that's serving up change makers in the DFW who is making moves, who are really uplifting communities, who are really opening up doors, who are really removing barriers, man. And so I try to highlight individuals who are doing that work. Everybody is a star on this station. I'm telling you, and everybody that's listening too. And also this the station where my guy, Minister Cameron Sweet, chooses songs that God give him to play that's going to bless your soul, that's going to bless your spirit, that's going to increase your week. And then also, if you're lucky, we might just pay something from the late, great Bishop Omar. That was my mentor. His messages are relevant today. So listen to me, y'all. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this.
Are you a change maker serving in your community? Or would you like to join a community of change makers? Then log on to urbanspecialist.org and sign up for Uniteversity.
What is going on?
This is what's going on in your neighborhood.
On sale now. A redemptive path forward from incarceration to a life of activism by Antong Lucky. True life test turned testimony of a child of an incarcerated father growing up in an impoverished, crime-ridden neighborhood, falling into the trenches of despair. This memoir tells the story of true transformation, turning his life around to becoming a beacon of light and a true change agent. A redemptive path forward from incarceration to a life of activism by Antong Lucky. Order your copy on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold. Also available on Audible at audible.com.
The Bishop Omar Jawar Foundation would like to invite you to our inaugural Life to Legacy Gala, April 6, 2024, located at Gillies, Dallas. This signature fundraising event is to highlight and invest in individuals, groups, and organizations who inspire their communities. We will showcase and honor those who exude the principles of the late and great Bishop Omar Jawar's High Five model. For more information and to get your tickets, please visit our website at bojf.org. That's bojf.org. Or for more information, you can contact us by email at info@bojf.org. That's info@bojf.org. Help us to make this inaugural Life to Legacy Gala one to remember. We hope to see you there.
The Urban Specialist. Inspirational music.
I need it from moment to moment. I needed to get where I'm going. I needed to fight the opponent. The power that move every mountain. Protect me when evil surround me. I know it's a power living in me. People don't see it, but it's all around me. Yeah, they told me it's over, I'm finished. But God said just wait and bear witness. He split the red ties, made the dead rise. Just let him handle his business. They told me confess and believe. I got so much dirt on my knees. Cause I've been talking to the Lord all day, telling him all of my needs. I need mercy, need grace. Need strength, I need faith. Need power cause the world's dark, having trouble seeing your face. All of my life, I had to fight, I done got tired of fighting. You give me life, you give me light, I got the power to try.
In my darkest hour, I love you and none of me. I never have to worry cause it's by your power. I know you make the way. It's by your power. I know you make the way. Oh yeah. Came to my rescue and you always saved the day. So many times that you've been faithful. It's by your power. I know you make the way. Oh yeah.
The Urban Specialist.
I need you to know.
Serving on Sundays. This is the Serving on Sunday Salute Showcase. Shining our light on another change maker. Serving in the community.
Hey, y'all, you just tuning in, man. That song right there, Your Power by Lecrae and Tasha Cobbs just touched my soul, and I hope it touched your soul as well. But listen, y'all, I know it's Sunday morning. Y'all getting ready for church, and listen, I got a treat for y'all today. I got a real treat for you today. So listen, I'm telling you, pay attention. I need you to turn your phones up and pay attention. I have in studio with me a friend of mine, man, who is the OG. I'm talking about, she goes by the real life Olivia Polk. I'm talking about for real, for real. She is a G. I'm telling you, she is a G. And I'm going to put some respect on her name because her name is Dr. Let me say that again. Doctor, not Dr. J, but Dr. KC Foxx. Casey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, and I'm happy that you made time out of your busy schedule to stop by Serving on Sundays to share some love with the people and the listeners of this show.
First of all, again, I appreciate the work that you guys do, and I'm just so excited to be here with you. You know what? At my core, I'm a servant.
Yes.
You know, we can go through all the different experiences and things that I've been fortunate and blessed to do. But at my core, I'm a servant.
Yes.
And I like to sum it up that way and just kind of let that sit with people, because a lot of times people ask that question and it's just by, just human behavior that we like to go into what we do and not really who we are.
But you know what? When I'm looking at your bio and all the information that you got online, it's evident, like from everything that you do, that you're a servant. So I just want to say that you definitely a servant. And I also see here you a franchise owner, combat vet, high profile comm strategist tech. Tell me what that is. High profile comm strategist.
High profile comm strategist. Well, a lot of the skills, just to set the tone, a lot of the skills came from my time working in mainstream media.
Okay.
And then my 12 years that I served in the Air Force. So when I bundled, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I'm looking like Air Force.
You looking at me like that.
How did you serve 12 years in the Air Force? But go ahead. I
did. And I was a communications combat sergeant in the Air Force. So I've always been in the space of communications. And so once I left that corporate America space and started my own communications firm, I chose to focus on things that mattered the most to me.
Right.
And oftentimes, it was evident to me that the things that mattered the most to me were the things less talked about. I learned that from the numerous newsrooms I had worked in across the country, and just some of the things that I had seen when I was in the military. So I needed to fill that space in a big way.
Man, that's big. And I'm gonna tell you, you have filled that space, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm looking at her stuff, man. Dr. KC, man, she is doing a lot of stuff. Man, I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you on social media, maybe a couple of times on the news. It was an event that happened here. I know it was the Botham John. I seen you very heavily on that. That's when I really started following you. But I think it was another incident, maybe in Fort Worth, or it was somewhere that you was advocating for.
Yes, that may have been the case of Jacqueline Craig.
Exactly. When the young person that was dealing with the people who they dropped some trash in the yard or something, and then they detained the mother and the child. Was that? That is it. Yes, I remember.
That is it. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Jacqueline Craig passed. Not too long ago. God rest her soul. She did pass not too long ago. The bottom of this last year, but yes, that was my first big high profile case that I worked alongside civil rights attorney Lee Merritt.
That's where I remember seeing you first at, because I remember seeing you and I said, well, that sister, she important. because your demeanor and everything that you were saying, you was on point like a dollar. I can't say that on air, but you was on point. And I remember seeing you and I said, man, who is that sister? Because you was out front with that.
I was out front with that. Yeah. I was out front with that. I was advocating for that. And it's easy to do when I look at Jackie's son and said that could be my son. Okay. It was easy for me to do when I look at Jackie as a mom and said that can be me.
Yes.
So it was like operating in a space. It was a professional space for me, but it was also a very personal space for me.
Wow. I just want to say thank you for that, because I saw you. I'm gonna say it on earth. Thank you for that and everything else you do. But look, I want to dig a little bit deeper. I want to see what you got going. I want the listeners to know what you working on. And look, y'all, I want y'all to, we're going to pause for a second, right? And we're going to come back. And I want you to go in. You don't mind going in, just telling the listeners what you got going. And listen, y'all, if y'all don't know what Dr. KC Foxx doing, it's not a lack of effort on her part, because she putting in the effort. That's on your part. So we'll be back right after this.
The Urban Specialist. Inspirational music.
We need a miracle. You are the miracle maker. God of the impossible. There is no power greater. You're the same God today and the same God tomorrow. Help me see the victory you already see. Let my faith be today what it will be tomorrow. When I've seen the victory you already see. Oh Jesus, I believe. We need a miracle. You are the miracle maker. God of the impossible. There is no power greater. Exceeding abundant. More than we can ask or think. We call on your name, Jesus. By the power of your name and all for your glory, the sick are healed, the soul is filled, the battle has been won. On your promise I stand, and in faith I believe it, that when I pray in your name, it's already done. Oh, let your will be done. Oh, we need a miracle. We do. You are the miracle maker. You are God of the impossible. There is no power greater. Exceeding abundant. More than we can ask or know. We call on your name, Jesus.
This is the Serving on Sunday Salute Showcase, shining our light on another changemaker, serving in the community.
Hey man, that was a good song there, Cam. I like that song that you just played. It was off the chain. I was listening to it. It was in my spirit. But look, check this out, y'all. I'm sitting there live. You just tuned in. I'm sitting there live with Dr. KC Foxx, man. She is the Dizzle, the Bum Dizzle. I'm saying that on air. I don't care if the FCC find me, but I'm gonna say she the Bum Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? And she giving it to her. But listen, I want to go a little bit deeper, man. We've been sitting here. I'm blessed to have her in studio. But I want Doc to, Doc got a doc. You got to prescribe the medicine right now. It's a lot of people in our neighborhoods, a lot of people in our communities that's sick right now. And so I want you, Doc, prescribe that medicine to the listeners.
Oh,
it's on you.
It's on me.
Yeah.
All right. I can handle it. I'm picking it up. I think I want to. I was sitting here thinking, and I was like, yeah, I'm working some pretty big, high-profile cases, and you guys can go and read about that. I'm still, we're still fighting for Crystal Mason. We're still fighting for Glenn Simmons. But I'm being led to talk about something else, if that's okay.
Come on.
Is that okay? Okay.
Come on.
So you guys know that I worked in the space of broadcast, and I do some filmmaking now, and I have some partnerships and some things I want to bring to light. And oftentimes I'm reading and I get these calls all the time from people all across the country needing help with different things. And I understand the gravity of what we're up against as a community. I've always understood that from a young age. But at a point, and I think this is a very pivotal point where our mental health is really suffering in our communities a lot. I'm noticing a lot more of that being talked about, but we still have a lot of uncovering to do. So even though we know the odds have always been stacked against us, it was by design that they be stacked against us.
Come on.
But at a point, we also have to take ownership of that. We cannot wait for someone else to solve for us. We have to go internal and look internally at what needs to be done, because it is on us. You said that at the top of this segment. You said it's on you, Doc. Yeah. I'm holding that. I'm taking that personal. It is on me. It's also on you. Yeah. It's also on all of us. So I really want to take the time we have left to talk about what we need to do me as a black woman, what do I need to do to support my community internally? Not so much as outwardly. What are we missing? What do we need to do to really laser focus in on our own issues? Because no one else is coming to save us. If we want to be saved, it's going to be through the grace of God and our hard work. So what do we need to do? How do black men and black women come together? Because I see y'all on social media. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and act like it's all come by. It ain't. We be at each other's neck. I'm guilty of it sometime too.
Come on.
So what do we need to do to solve for that? How do we have more open, organic, authentic conversations about rebuilding the black family, structuring it? How do we have more conversations about spending our dollars in our communities so that we can have that same type of equity when it comes to economics? How do we raise our children with all the outside influences? What do we need to do as a village? We need to get back to the village. You know, we can't keep running up to the school, want a two-piece the teacher. What's going on at home? What have I not done as a mom? What has dad not done as a mom? What have I not done as the neighbor down the street? Am I helping my sister keep an eye on her son, her daughter? Am I pouring into them the way that I would want them to pour into mine? I want to get back to that, and I want to start having more open dialogue and conversation around that. Because at the end of the day, we don't need to keep revisiting. We already know what happened to us. We already know what's going to continue to happen to us if we don't do something about it. So I'm at the point in my life, bro, that I'm ready to do something about it more than what we've been doing, and I'm ready to be as vulnerable and organic as I need to say, hey, we are not getting this right. We are not getting this right. And how do we solve for that?
Man, and I love that, Doc. I'm gonna tell you, you right up my alley, because I, for one, am when you ask that question, I am, for one, a mental health advocate. I use myself. I have a therapist that I see every 2 weeks, right? That's helping me unravel stuff in my head. And I know seeing therapy in our community is a taboo. You know, if people don't want to deal with it. People don't want to deal with what's that internal work. And so for me, working internally, seeing my therapist and advocate, I share like all of my visits, all the stuff that I learned on my social media, because I'm trying to influence other men, because we've been through some stuff. And if we don't uncover, we don't deal, we don't look in the mirror, we don't hold each other accountable, then we can't get to that place, this cognitive dissonance that we have. We can't get to that place. So when you said that, man, I was just like, you see me over here just like pumping my fist, because these are the conversations that we have to have as a community, that we have to be able to hold ourselves accountable in truth and in light, and be able to accept. Nowadays we can't have conversations where we critique each other, because critique has turned into hate. If that person critique me, they hate me. And we have to change that, Doc. How do we change that? How do we change and get back to the point of when we were growing up, where people could chastise and critique you in love, in hopes that you can changing your ways and changing your trajectory? How do we deal with that?
Well, the first thing, we got to get in that word.
Yes.
Because if you're not in a space to receive, it's all a moot point.
Yes.
And this last year and a half for me has been on that journey.
Yes.
You have to get in that word. You can't, nothing that is going to come to you is going to sound like anything progressive or productive if you're not being led by the Spirit to hear it. So that's step one.
Yes.
We got to get back to that. Yes. And I've been guilty of it too. I have to understand, because I do have a platform and impact. How often am I talking about the word? How often am I doing that for the generation to come behind me? I know it comes natural to me because it's in me.
Right.
But I also have a responsibility. I also have a responsibility to be able to pass that on and encourage others and lead them to that same type of spiritual grounding.
Wow.
So the spiritual grounding is at the core of these conversations. We got to pray together.
Man.
Before we kick this show off, that's what we did.
Yes, indeed.
So we have to pray together. Let's start there. my boo coming, I can't be at his neck every day because I'm frustrated and because I'm a black woman and because all the odds are stacked against me and I got to prove I'm 10 times smarter, 10 times faster, 10 times doper. I can't be at his throat because that's on me. We have to get back in that word together as a couple, as neighbors, as mom and daughter, father and son. However we need to twist and tangle it, that's at the core. That's the centerpiece of where we need to start, boss.
Man, I love that. I love that, and I so believe everything you just said. I'm sitting here saying, wow, I want to go. It's a lot of stuff that I want to go, because that opened up a lot of stuff for me. And I'm reminded of my mentor who used to say, people rather witness a sermon than hear one any day, right? And being able to embody that, that's what you're saying. You're saying we have to get back into the word. We have to embody what Jesus, the example that Jesus laid down for us. We have to be that. We have to be that, because right now when you look across America, you look at communities all across America, it's like our communities in a moral free fall, like that. The removement of that spiritual knowledge, that foundation. And I don't know if that's the advent of social media, but you can't do this without God.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. If you're not filling up on God, and I'm just saying what you're saying, you're not filling up on God, it's hard for you to attack this cruel and cold world without that inspiration, without that motivation, without that belief, and without God carrying those battles. So, Dr. KC, man, I'm with you on this, man. I love it, and I love this conversation, because I think this is the conversation that we have to start having. I think most people need to be, and I don't think people dead. I just think they in a comatose state, and these kind of conversations is what shock them back. Sometimes we need to be shocked, like you say. I'm guilty too. I'm guilty, but sometimes we have to be shocked back into reality, shocked back into that state by conversations like this and calling each other to more count and more accountability.
And we gotta learn how to apologize.
Yes.
Authentically.
Yes.
Yes. We gotta and mean it and own it. This year for me is all about ownership.
Yes.
Before we could talk about owning property and owning land and owning businesses, we have to own who we are.
And let me say this. When we apologize, it don't come with an expectation of the person giving us what we want. When you just said authentically apologize, that's saying I'm atoning for my part. You don't have to give me, because oftentimes we make an apology, we want something in return, and when we don't get that, we revert back.
Right.
And so I love that, being able to, especially when we wrong people. Y'all, let's be grown enough to say, I did you wrong.
And I'm sorry.
I did you, and I'm sorry. Man, those words right there can just open up a whole boatload of things.
We need a whole healing movement.
Yes.
We need a whole, as a people, as a community, and that starts at home.
It starts at home.
We got to start healing internally.
Yes.
And then as we go out into the world and take on everything that's waiting on us outside of those doors,
Man.
then that's where true healing and change and progress, it'll start to show.
Yes.
But it's a marathon.
Doc, are you a preacher?
No.
Boy, you got some preaching up
I'm
in
just
there.
a believer.
Hey, this is Sundays, serving on Sundays, man. I'm gonna take some tithes up or something, man, because she in there preaching. Listen, y'all, listen. We gotta go, right? But let me say this right here. Doc, I want you to tell people how they can reach out to you, how they can get involved with what you got going. But before you do that, I want to ask you, because listen, you ain't gonna come in here and drop this knowledge like this and not take the opportunity to ask you on air in front of all these listeners. Can I get you back here?
I'm back.
I want to get you back.
Let me know when.
Cause listen, y'all, I gotta get her back, cause when she is barking up my this is so dope right here. Man, I got chills. I gotta get her back here, and you coming back.
I'm coming back.
Cameron, you heard that?
Cam?
Did you hear it?
Cam?
We got a witness.
Book it.
Yeah, God, yeah. She said book it. When 2 or 3 are gathered, hey, listen, y'all. This has been an exciting conversation with my friend Dr. KC Foxx. Y'all, listen, I'm telling you, she gonna be a feature on this show. She can drop by whenever she want to, because she is dropping jewels and knowledge that I think we need. But listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all long. Doc, can you tell them how they get in touch with you and follow what you're doing?
Absolutely. Y'all, please stay connected, because it takes all of us to make change. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's just my name, Dr. K.C.Fox.
Yes. And let me ask you this before you go, because I always ask you this. Do you need anybody to donate something? Do you have some? You need somebody to support the organization?
You know what? Yeah. I do run a nonprofit.
Yes.
And the mission of the nonprofit is to create the next generation of female leaders.
Come on.
The next generation of minority female leaders. You can also find us. The name of the organization is the Lady General Foundation. You can find us on our website at tlgfoundation.org. And I'm always looking for mentors. I'm always looking for volunteers. And so just connect with us there, and we'll put you to work for sure.
Hey, y'all, listen, man. I'm telling you, she is the truth, man. And if you're a young lady out there, one thing I love about Dr. Foxx is that she said, man, we have to pave the way for leaders coming behind us, man, and man, you know, that just touched my soul, because y'all know I'm always talking about that, grooming the next leaders and moving out the way and letting them take it to the next level. And she said that early when we first met. So if you're a young lady out there, or maybe an older lady, man, make sure you reach out to her, get into her program. Man, she is doing some amazing stuff. And then if you just listening and you inspired, make sure you go to her foundation, her organization, and sow a seed. You know, sow a seed, donate, because it takes money to do this work. And she's doing some amazing work. I stand on that. So make sure y'all do that. Doc, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
That's it. Just stay prayed up. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed, y'all. We out of here. This has been another edition of Serving on Sundays with your host. Peace.
Stop what you're doing and follow the Urban Specialist on all social media.
Hey, y'all, man, I told y'all that I had a treat for you, man. That was super dope, man. Dr. Casey Foxx. She is an amazing individual who is doing a lot of work. You know, she didn't get into all the stuff that she does, man, and she was being very modest, which is indicative of her character, man. But if you don't know her, make sure you go follow her, man. Make sure you support her. I mean, because she's a dope individual who is doing some dope stuff, and you're going to see her a lot around here. And let me say this, y'all, before we get ready to get out of here, man. We have OGU that's coming up February 27th. If you want to be a part of our network, please go sign up at urbanspecialist.org for OGU. We're doing it on a Tuesday night. We provide lunch, but that's where we bring in different change makers to our network. And you want to be a part of everything that we got going, man. Make sure you sign up through that. Corey is doing an absolute great job of bringing people in, so make sure you're there for that. And it's absolutely free. It's definitely free. And check this out, y'all. We just last Thursday we went to the prison. We went down to the prison system and fellowship with the men down there in prison. It was a wonderful experience. Willie Ray Fleming and the peer coaches, 22 of them, doing some amazing job down there, transforming the lives of men. And it's always a blessing to just show up and just pour into those guys. So that was a beautiful thing. It always touched my spirit and touched my heart. On yesterday, we did our Super Seed program, and that's where we take kids of incarcerated parents and we mentor them and expose them to different opportunities. Shout out to Candace Fleming with Families of Conviction. I love just volunteering and serving those young boys. Shout out to Vision of Life Foundation with Low D, that teaching them, you know, beats and drums. That was dope, y'all. It's been great. And then on Saturday, man, we also did the State of the Black Man. Shout out to Keo Gamble, one of our OGs who came through the network, who put this amazing conference on of black men all over the city who are just saying what's the state of black men and how we can rectify and clean up and do things and hold each other accountable and raise us up. That was a beautiful thing that happened at Roosevelt High School. And lastly, I also partied that night at Erykah Badu's birthday bash. That was off the chain. Shout out to my brother Big Fly. Shout out to Lil Badu. They always make sure that I'm taken care of whenever she does her part, and that was dope. That's Dallas on. Shout out to Erykah Badu. It was a dope event. And lastly, before I get out of here, commissary is necessary. Make sure you are sending commissary down to those brothers and sisters who are incarcerated, showing them love, showing them what's needed, what they have to do to come back as returning citizens in this society. Man, I had an also great experience with the team. We went down to Terrell State Hospital and we mentored with some young people down there. That was a dope experience. It was definitely humbling, you know, to be reminded that, you know, sometimes we complain, but to have people who are in worse situations than we are, who are living. And so if they can make it through what they're going through, as the bishop Omar always said you can make it through what you're going through. So y'all, I'm getting out of here. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you go to a church. I hope you go out to Sunday Fun Day and be responsible, man. Until next time, I see y'all 9:30 Central Standard Time next week. Same bat time, same bat channel where we serving up your change. And I'm out. I'm Antong Bruce Wayne Lucky. Peace.
You've been listening to the Urban Specialist broadcast. The views and opinions expressed are those of Anton Lucky and special guests and do not necessarily reflect those of this station.